Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and the final week of my palette bingo with a twist challenge. So today I decided to go for a more everyday sort of soft look. I'd stuck with the blues and the brown for this particular look, and as I've said before, where I have started out with a look and I haven't been happy with it, and then I've just sort of stuck with it and kept working with it, and that was the case for today as well. It was looking way too strong and dark for what I wanted, so I did introduce my Urban Decay palette in with it just to soften the look up a little bit, and I'll show you so just which two colors mainly were these two blues here, and I used the brown there. So initially I went in with the brown just sort of up in as a transition shade, and I've used this blue here, which funnily enough I think anyone here who's from Instagram would notice that it goes more of a green on the lid, which is weird because it looks so sort of blue in the pan. And then I decided to go in with this color here, which has a black base, just to sort of deepen up the outer corner and up, moving in towards the up towards the brow bone, but I decided that that's where it was way too sort of dark, so I decided to bring in the, which one, I used two colors from the Naked palette. So I found that this particular color here, it's called Virgin. It is awesome for blending out edges, and I've actually gone in over the top of the brown in here with it, and then I ended up going over the entire look just to really soften that up. And then I decided to go in with the darker blue just on the center of the lid, just to give it that little bit more pizzazz, I guess, because it was starting to look a little bit too dull. So I have my son's 24th birthday party tonight, so I didn't want to go too out there. I've got all the family coming over, and I'm baking his birthday cake, so I've already done it. Just have to ice it and decorate it. So yeah, no time to be going in with a new makeup look for tonight. So yeah, this is what I wanted, something that was wearable, something that the kids aren't going to make fun of me for wearing. So I'm really happy with it. I'll just flick this light off, the ring light off, and you can see it in natural daylight there. So yeah, so I think again I've already got an idea of what I want to do tomorrow. I'm going to try and use the same three colors. Maybe, I don't know whether I'll introduce the Naked palette in with it again. So again, I'll just see how it starts to turn out once I begin the look, but I think I'll go in with the same colors tomorrow and see if I can create a different look by placing it in different places. So I'm finding that with the colors I've got for this week, it's kind of feeling like these colors that go well together, and then the other colors I've got again, this lilac shimmer, this purple here, and that pink. So those three colors sort of go together. So I feel that I'll probably stick with two looks each for those particular colors, but you just never know. And then maybe for the fifth look, we'll see, I might end up doing something really out there and a bit weird. So we'll just see. I mean, I can change my mind between now and then, so you guys will just have to find out as I go through the video with all the different looks. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 2 of my palette bingo with a twist challenge, and as promised I said that I would use the same colors as I did last time I did my makeup, which happens to actually be 2 days 2-3 days ago now. I skipped 2 days in between because my husband had time off and I wanted to spend some time with him doing some jobs around the house. So just a reminder that the colors I used was these two blues and this brown, and this is the final look. As per usual, I've used my metallics shadow from Australis and my grey eyeliner that's part of my Roulette Pen collab challenge, and I've just softened the edges out with the Virgin shade from my Naked palette. And then the lippy, I realized I could have used my MAC Bullet lipstick, but after doing some of my cataloging, I put a few lippies sort of to the front of my lipstick holders on my vanity, and one of them was a Colourpop Love Bug in a mini, so I need to use that up. It's feeling relatively dry, but I love the colour, and I think that it is very, very close to the chili one, maybe a little bit deeper, but yeah, here I am thinking that I wasn't, you know, can't get much use out of that MAC Bullet lipstick, when in fact it would have gone quite well with this look. So as per usual, I will insert photos and I will do a comparison to the previous look, seeing as I use the same three main shades, and see whether I did actually in fact manage to achieve a different look, or whether or not it looks exactly the same, because it was, like I said, a few days ago. So yeah, we shall see. If I sit back and then I can actually give myself room on the screen to pop those photos in. I'm experimenting. I think you might notice that I'm actually sitting a little bit further back from the camera than I normally do, and I'm basing that on just how much of my body you can see, only because I always struggle with the glare on my face, and obviously I'm just sitting way too close to the camera. So further experimenting, you would have noticed that I also had the camera turn on a different angle a few times last week, and in hope that I would pick up good lighting. Today I've actually got to have the blinds down completely, only because the sun was in a really bad spot and was just giving me reflection in too many different places on my face. So today, just the ring light, that's all you're gonna see. So yeah, so I will be back tomorrow with another new look. Bye. Hey guys, it's day 3, and today I went with the purple and pink look like I said I was going to, but my daughter came over for a visit today, and I asked her to choose the colours and the placement of the shadows, and then I sort of worked in with that. So I actually am really happy with how it turned out. I'll get in a little bit closer for you. So it's very bright, and I think a fun sort of happy look, and you can see that we've actually used the purple, but it came out very pink once it was blended out. So that's the purple there, so you can see the difference that it looks once it's actually on the eye. And this pink we had on the lid, but it didn't go very well with the purple, surprisingly, so we decided to go in with the shimmer over the top. I'm sure you can see that, and then we've used this blue up here sort of on the inner corner of the top and bottom. So yeah, that was the only shadows that we used, and yeah, and this is it. So we'll see how we go tomorrow, but I think it's actually, with everything that's going on at the moment, I've been sort of really digging some of the bright, colourful looks that are being posted on Instagram today, which I've shared a few, and so to be able to do a bright look myself today was, you know, exactly what I needed to lift my spirits. So we'll see what I do tomorrow. still trying to use more sort of the pinks and purples, but yeah, we'll see. So I'll catch you soon. Bye. Hey guys, day 4 and the second last day of my palette bingo with a twist challenge. So I did as I originally said, and I have done another pink and purple look. I actually used the same colours as yesterday, except for a different blue. So I basically focused on the purple, and I've used the pink in the crease, or sort of more towards like above the crease actually. I've took it up a bit higher, and I have used this in the center of my lid, and then I've used the middle blue here on the lower lash line. So I'll come in a little bit closer so you can see, mainly like I said, so the purples in the both corners and around. So I tried to do a bit of a halo eye. It's quite difficult with my hooded eyes, but I gave it a go, and then I took the pink up higher, more towards the brow bone, and see if you can see the blue on the lash line there. And then the lipstick, I decided, I've used it before, and it was mainly because the purple sort of made me think of this one again. It's Hollywood Boulevard by Morphe, and I hadn't yesterday used my metallics shadow anywhere, and I'm trying to be mindful to use my Roulette Pan Collab products as much as possible. So I've used this over the top of the Hollywood Boulevard lipstick, so I'm not sure how well it's actually going to pick that up, but it toned it right down, and it's great to be able to use products up that you wouldn't ordinarily use by themselves. So yeah, another sort of bright pink look, which I actually really like. I like wearing pink, which is unusual because I for so many years I avoided being being a redhead, that I didn't wear pink, and I've been back into that probably since I started getting back into flamingos. Is probably what triggered me. So yeah, so I'm completely clueless as to what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm thinking about, with being my last look, that I might actually break my own rules, and I might just have a free-for-all with the palette and just use whatever colours I like, which actually makes me a little bit nervous because I'm actually a very indecisive person, and I find that I work better with limitations. So it's going to, as soon as I open up to being able to do whatever, I find it hard to decide, but we'll see what I decide on tomorrow. I'm not good at breaking rules either, even when I'm the one that sets them. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Final day of the palette bingo with a twist challenge. So I'll see you then. Bye. Hey guys, I know that I already said goodbye, but I was just about to start on editing, and I looked into this camera screen, and I realised just how much more intense this look was in natural light. So I just thought I would quickly tack this on, and I think you can also see the gold on the lipstick a little bit more in this light as well. So just a little bonus clip. Hey guys, the final day is here of the palette bingo with a twist challenge, and surprise, surprise, I actually did lift the rules for my last day with the palette. So I will insert photos as per usual. I'm not going to go into great detail of what I applied where, because I just, yeah, sort of really blended a lot of colours, and it was just ended up being a whole mix of colours in the same areas. So, but out of the blues, this was the only blue that I used, and with the browns I used the middle one, and I've used this pink, I used this pink up here, I used the lilac shimmer as well, and this middle purple here. So yeah, it was I said I'm not good with making decisions, and the look turned out completely different to where I started with, but this is what I ended up with. So I'm happy with the final result, and it wasn't as spectacular as I would have liked for it to have been, but I still like it. And I just wanted to say thank you again to Nat and Nathalie for getting me started with doing this challenge. So I know both you girls will watch this video at some point, so I just wanted to say thank you again to you, and thank you to everyone who's commented on the videos and who has watched them. So just probably a parting note with the challenge is that it was a long time, and I don't think I will spend a full month with another palette again. I have a lot of palettes that need attention, and I definitely think though that I will spend more than just one day with a palette, which in the past is what I've basically done, is just used a new palette every day. I've never really sort of dipped back into it, very rarely anyway, more than 2 days in a row. But I think in future I will definitely spend at least a few days, if not a week, with any given palette, and try different looks rather than just always going to the same old shades in that palette. And who knows, I might even get a little bit more confident in dipping into multiple palettes at once, because that's another thing that I'm not good at. But I tend to just stick to whatever colour scheme is in that palette, knowing that they'll sort of go well together. So and I think that's the biggest thing that I can take from doing this challenge, is not to be scared of colour, because in the past I've always stuck with very safe colours, and I've always loved glitter, but I don't use it a lot, and it's just kind of learnt that sort of anything goes. You know, there's not such strict rules anymore where you have to apply this shade here or that shade there, don't use a shimmer in the crease. So I've definitely gotten confident to ignore the so-called, you know, rules of standard makeup application. So that's been really good, and I think I have also learnt how to work with my eye shape a little bit better. So, you know, this is not the end. I'm definitely going to try to continue to challenge myself, and I have had a lot of fun with it. It has been a struggle some days trying to create something that's different, and you know, I do know that a few of my looks have looked quite similar from day to day, especially at a distance, but often when I compare one photo from one day to another photo, I think it's similar to. Obviously there are differences, but from a distance, yeah, often it can look very similar. So and I think that's and another thing with, you know, always buying new palettes and things like that, because we often do have so many similar shades already in our collections, and when it comes to it, it's all about that concept of dupe the vibe, where you could use two different palettes and create very, very similar looks with only subtle differences. So yeah, it's been great, and I'm finally at an end, and I do have a few ideas in the works for future, and possibly a collab coming up with a friend of mine. So I'm not sure, she's not on YouTube, so I'm not so sure how that one's going to work, or whether it'll be just for Instagram, but I'm sure I can find some way around that. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Is it okay if I do the same as I did yesterday? Or just get in close and show you the final look after all? It looks very intense in the light that I'm seeing it in. I just couldn't resist giving you guys one last look. Bye.